That is juicy.
Big thanks to Bernhard for sponsoring this episode.
Time to make these winter glow ribs for that fuzzy feeling. These ribs are smoked and they're getting a beautiful color. Rich, flavorful. They're about as good as they're gonna get. Except there's another step. But before we get to that point, first I'm gonna show you how I got here. It all starts with these beautiful ribs. They're St. Louis style cut ribs with a lot amount of meat on them. Look at that thickness. That's the bone and that's the amount of meat. And that's how you know it's going to be super tasty. I love plenty of meat on my ribs, so we got something to eat. I don't want to just eat some bones, I want to eat meat. First thing to do is get the membrane off these ribs. First I'm going to loosen up the membrane at the corner with a knife. Then I'm going to take a paper towel and start tearing it off. I also like to clean them up and trim off the ugly bits, just the little floppy bits that sit on the side. That's just the little things that's going to make these ribs stand out from the crowd. For the rub, I'm starting with 3 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of paprika powder, half a tablespoon of ginger powder, half a tablespoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and a tablespoon of chili flakes. Mix it up and the rub is done. Now I'm gonna sprinkle on the rub, and don't be shy. These things are so thick they might need a little bit extra. Now these ribs are ready to be smoked, and of course I'm going to do that on the Bernhard pellet smoker. First thing that I want to do is check on the pellets. As you can see, I only have a few pellets left, so it's time to add some more, and I'm going to use hickory pellets for that. I set the smoker to smoke at a temperature of 120 degrees Celsius. I'm going to put the ribs on, and of course I'm going to put the thickest part towards the hottest part of the grill. I'm gonna close the lid and these ribs are gonna smoke for 3 hours. And when the ribs are almost done, it's time to make a sauce. So I'm gonna start out with a pan, and I want the sauce to have that warm winter feeling. So I'm going to take everything that reminds me of that and put it in this sauce. Starting with 200 grams of honey, 200 milliliters of fresh pressed orange juice, a tablespoon of Worcester sauce, 2 tablespoons of sriracha hot sauce, a red ajuma pepper, a stick of cinnamon, 2 star anise, 5 cloves, and a teaspoon of chili flakes. Don't forget to season that with half a tablespoon of salt. Bring that to a boil and let it reduce by half. Now let's take a look at our ribs. Whoa, these ribs look absolutely freaking amazing. I got a nice brown sheen, good looking color, and let's see if I feel them. I can see a little crack showing up, which means these are almost done. They probably need like another hour or so. If I look at the bones, I can see they're not popping yet, which is a good sign. They need a little longer, but that's a good thing because I'm going to take these off and I'm going to put them in some aluminum foil. Add a few lumps of butter and then take a little bit of that beautiful sauce and look how beautiful thick it's gotten, and drizzle that onto the ribs. You don't need much of this, just a little bit to boost the flavors. I'm going to fold it up. Now I'm going to put this straight back onto the barbecue and I'm going to let it cook for another hour. Look at that color. Beautiful brown color. And you can see that smoky red that's popping through. And of course, you can see the caramelization of the sweetness getting sticky onto the ribs. Wow. I'm gonna take these off the aluminum foil, put them on my board. And look at the bones. We're getting a nice little pop. And I'm gonna brush on some more of our beautiful barbecue sauce. Sweet, spicy, full with flavors. These are some good looking ribs. Wow. That is juicy. Beautiful smoke ring, juicy meat. Doesn't get any better than that. And what better thing to do with beautiful ribs than to share them? Got some friends over from the show. Guys, come on in. Grab a bite. Help me get rid of these ribs.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Good. Very nice.
Tasty ribs.